Bobby from getting his Jace. They will dictate the pick ban phase as they are the blue side now. And then ROX, if they want to get creative by not banning Camille or Rengar or LeBlanc, we did get to see that earlier on, but no, they're staying true. And BBQ looking to spice things up actually with a Rengar ban. A little bit interesting here, basically giving the ROX Tigers a ban. Not really so sure what the idea is there. I mean, if you have to ban Rengar on blue side in 7.2, I think that there's bigger problems. So Varus now actually being banned away. And that, yep, okay, so when Ashe is banned and it's responded, or when Ashe and Varus are banned away, and Rengar, Camille, LeBlanc are banned, you want to get a hold of that Jhin as fast as possible.
That doesn't look like a ghost.
Does not.
Whatever's underneath the name Ghost, that doesn't look like a ghost.
Not quite sure what that is. Misfortune now locked in. Could actually be AD carry Misfortune. Not quite sure what's going on with Ghost's face there. Is he like, am I playing MF? Or, well, he's like, are they playing MF? Now they're locking in Elise, and this is probably just to proactively soft counter Kha'Zix, or Bless is known for his Rek'Sai. And there's Rek'Sai actually getting hovered right now.
Will be picked up, and what will be the third pick here for BBQ will be the support. So Zyra coming out.
ROX Tigers now highlighting the Syndra.
It will be picked up. So we'll see what they want to ban out here. Could ban some mid lane champs. Looks like Echo will be the first ban.
Echo getting banned away. BBQ, how are they going to reply? They do have Rek'Sai for a form of engage. And, alright, a Shen ban. A little bit peculiar. But that could signify that BBQ actually wants to put Crazy on top Maokai. And ROX Tigers now banning away the Ahri from Tempt.
Bit of an interesting ban there. We don't get to see Ahri too much. I know Ian from MVP likes to play that. What will be the final ban from BBQ? That's the question now. And it's the Malzahar.
Interesting. So they are actually giving Songyun credit to play the AD carry Misfortune. Definitely a peculiar pick ban phase so far. So if that is going to be ADC MF, then you're going to need a strong support to accompany it.
Looks like Karma is the choice.
Karma, I was going to suggest either Karma or Bard. He known for his Bard. He's basically the Bard in Korea. And that would provide a lot of utility at shutting down Crazy, at least early on, or playing around the edge of night. BBQ now, though, going to take the opportunity to maybe steal away Corki.
Gotta love that Corki.
Now, what's their top laner going to be? This looks like a Maokai.
Yeah, that does look like Maokai. There he is.
Not locked in yet, though, but it would make sense. They already have the poke coming out of the Jhin and the Corki. You just need a tank up in top, and that's what the Shen ban would have signified.
A nice bit of magic damage already on the ROX Tigers.
I feel like it's a little bit of a fumble, actually, from ROX not to have taken the Maokai away from BBQ. They didn't need to pick the Karma yet. And now they're hovering Nautilus, and so they're going to send Nautilus up into the top lane. Lots of magic damage on the ROX Tigers team composition. Not something I'm super comfortable with. This is going to be very easy for Temp to itemize into the Hex Drinker early on. Going to be able to have Scimitar later, and then Ghost. He's going to have the Edge of Night. Can even get the Maw of Malmortius. And Crazy, I mean, on the Maokai known for being extremely effective against heavy magic damage comps. And Rek'Sai now going to have a free path into Spirit Visage. So ROX, I mean, Songyun's Misfortune's going to hit like a truck. And if Mickey can end up getting ahead on the Syndra, it's not going to matter that much. But when we're looking at it from the perspective of what's going to start happening at 4 and 5 items, because if mid-game ends up stabilizing and it's even for both parties, BBQ is going to be in full control with their team composition, which means that now we're looking at a late-game scenario, in which case I can't see how ROX's team comp is ever really going to find a win there.
Well, they're going to be banking on getting ahead then here early on in the game, and they had one successful game so far on the back of Shy. Can he carry as hard on Nautilus? That will be the question. We also don't get to see Mickey on Jace this time around, so going to have to work it on a different champ there. Taking a last look at the compositions of both teams.
Nautilus, Elise, Syndra, MF, and Karma definitely need to go aggro and get an advantage. So now they're the ones actually that have the pressure of making something happen and running with it.
Well, we'll see if they can do exactly that. Jumping into game number 2 right now, the ROX Tigers versus the BBQ Olivers. Well, there you go. Beginning game 2. And it looks like this time ROX may want to set up something small down here. Maybe catch a support Zyra trying to spread her seeds. Totoro being relatively safe.
Oh. Playing this very carefully. It would be super unfortunate if Totoro just got a random idea to move up a little too far. We're gonna take that 5 gold.
Nice.
Yep, so ROX here off to a gigantic lead. Here at 1 minute and 15 seconds.
No bias though, of course not.
No bias.
No bias, no.
None.
So, no big deal here starting off the game. And it looks like Bless will be starting blue. And we have the very common now Raptor start from Seonghwan.
Seonghwan starting Raptors is definitely interesting. It's going to give him a little bit more flexibility than Bless's blue side start. Bless will have a more traditional path, whereas Seonghwan's will be a little bit more unpredictable. He's going to move into red now, clear that. And you can see that Shy and Crazy arrive to top lane. Lots of trades coming out in mid early on. Tempt has to be really careful here. He has that exhaust, but don't want to be forced to use it early. And wow, he's taking a lot of damage.
He is going in, and with level 2, getting that Valkyrie, really trying to force the trades.
Wow. This is a really action-packed mid-level 1. And I mean, Mickey comes out pretty ahead there. Lane is in a very favorable position for him right now. If Seonghwan would make his way around, and that would compromise Bless's route. See, Bless is going for a full clear. He realizes, hey, I can't really do anything in top lane, can't do anything in mid lane early on, and bottom lane, it's unlikely that we can coordinate some sort of a kill. I'm gonna try to full clear, but because of how Temp played this lane out,
Oh
this is
boy.
disastrous.
Yeah, he's going to have to flash the cocoon, and he doesn't. It lands, and that's going to be first blood going over to Mickey. The exhaust also used by Tempt to no avail. Mickey and someone now going to be able to push this lane out, and Mickey in a fantastic spot.
Really unfortunate for Bless that his laner chose to play the level 1 and 2 the way that he did, and this is what I was talking about, that because Tempt chose to handshake the level 1 and 2 trade, it sets this up 100% of the time, and he has no way to deflect it without compromising his jungler. And that's how crucial that the lane manipulation at level 1 was. Plays such a heavy role into the jungler interaction.
Yeah, so a bit of a mistake is going to get the Tigers off to a good sized lead here already. And see the MF and bot is actually already winning by quite a bit. Looks like about 8 CS. Factor everything in. Now Bless is going to run right over a ward. Someone is waiting for him, and he is going to land that cocoon. Here comes Mickey from mid, as does Tempt. A little bit of a 2-on-2. The stun is going to land onto Tempt. And it looks like the Tigers, knowing that they can't secure a kill, will just do a bit of damage and back off.
Mickey with the double door on Dring and boots, looking to extend that pressure in mid lane. He still has the Ghost available to him, so anytime that Seonghwan can wrap around mid, going to be able to exert a lot of pressure. And you can see that Tempt's recalls have already really been hurt quite considerably. Can't really get the Hex Drinker. He's forced to play a recall game endlessly. Going to significantly delay his Trinity Force later on. And meanwhile, up in top lane, you can see that now Crazy shoving in the wave, but Seonghwan pretty close in proximity. And you can see that Bless is now pathing back to the right-hand side of the map, so everything is just going wrong for BBQ's jungler relative to how his laners are playing out the lane.
And mid lane is very interesting too, because now there's not going to be exhaust when Mickey hits 6, so Tempt is just going to have to like sit way back. If he takes any damage, he's in danger of dying. He doesn't have his flash either. It's a really awkward spot for that mid lane. Uh-oh, Key getting caught up here, and that is going to be a kill. Ghost flashed for it. Not sure if he had to do that, but does it either way. And here they come, trying to pick up this kill before 6. Does get the Burrow. Mickey, still with no flash, is able to get away anyway. Nicely done.
Pretty big pickup, though. They did get his Ghost, and it relieved a lot of pressure in mid lane. Gave Tempt a recall, let him shove in this wave. You can see Mickey's going to lose this entire wave right now in mid lane. Picks up the Sork penetration boots, trying to run back there as fast as possible and maximize the damage that he's going to get at his level 6 spike, but Tempt definitely back now in the game. And meanwhile, I have absolutely no idea what Key is doing in bottom lane. Even if he would root Totoro there, you're never killing him. Why are you handshaking that extended trade? You don't have anything to gain. And unfortunately for him, Ghost was there. So he ends up getting killed. Right now the gold lead for the Tigers, only 400.
Well, Mickey has hit 6, and it doesn't look like he wants to stay top, or rather mid. And ooh, nice dodge on the stun. Will not look up the kill. Even Mickey getting rooted here. I'll put a little bit of damage onto this turret, but at least the kills are deflected.
What this is going to do, though, is Seonghwan's forced to stay in mid lane, and he's tied up now because you don't want to waste the cannon wave. It's a lot of gold, a lot of experience, but it's going to end up giving Bless the red buff. So nice attempt by Mickey. What they're thinking is, okay, if we kill Ghost and Totoro here, we can probably create a 20-30 CS gap in our 80 carries, and we can get first blood tower. And that type of a handshake they would be willing to take because Seonghwan picks up the mid lane wave, gives away his red buff, but at the end of the day, they still come out so far ahead. Unfortunately, though, Mickey couldn't find a kill in bottom lane, and ROX ends up paying for their gamble.
Very true. So some signs of life for BBQ. They're only 300 gold behind. I think most of that is in the bot lane. Blue buff going to be handed on over to Temps. Will make farming in mid a lot easier against that Syndra. Ooh.
Definitely hurts. Yeah.
There's the stun. Mickey doesn't have too much mana, though. I think it might have been just barely enough for the combo, but still not low enough as Corky, especially with the Hex Drinker. He going to be locked down here. Ghost is 6, but not going to commit to the curtain call.
Mickey picks up the blue. He's going to need to stabilize in this lane a while longer because he did go for those boots that early. Seonghwan places down a ward. It's going to basically tell them exactly where he is. No one else could have possibly placed that ward right there. Now Tempt may look like he's in danger, but he's really not. Not unless Seonghwan and Mickey would be willing to blow their flashes in order to get this. He has the exhaust available and the Valkyrie.
Well, that's exactly what you were talking about. The Valkyrie able to get away from the stun. No kill going to happen. So now BBQ is starting the Ocean Drake. And they are going to spot it now. It looks like someone was going to get the Scuttle Crab. Mickey trading a bit in mid against Tempt. Tempt's getting a bit low. Still does have that exhaust, though. Actually, BBQ looks like they want to back off as Shy is teleported bot. Crazy still has his teleport. And
I don't know what to say about this, Brendan.
Oh, it actually leases. In comes Bless, and they're able to pick it up. Looks like Bless will pay for it with his life. Down he goes, but a big knockup from Zyra. Are they able to pick up any kills here? As long as they block for someone, should be okay. Ooh, pretty close. Meanwhile, Crazy still with this teleport is knocking down that tower.
It's really weird. I feel like it's worth it because they got the teleport out of Shy. Bless does give his life for a kill plus the assist gold. It's an Ocean Drake at the end of the day. It's still worth it for BBQ though because they got so much tower damage done up in top lane, and Crazy got a lot of CS. He also has a base level as well. It was just such a weird scenario where the Dragon reset at the perfect time. ROX couldn't end up picking it up. There's lots of miscommunication there. Mickey though has the red buff.
On that Thunderlord's proc. Tempt, he's getting super low.
He might actually go for this.
Looks like he is Ghost. Gonna knock it down. The exhaust comes out. And here's Bless, the flash, and down he goes. Getting a little bit too greedy there in mid is Mickey, and he pays for it with his life.
Bless and Tempt in mid. Gonna shove in the wave, and Seonghwan recalling. Tempt is 2 though. So not going to get any mid-turret damage down. The game's going to go a little bit passive, and now BBQ are the ones with the gold advantage. Game number 2 here looking a lot better for them this time around.
That definitely is. And is he just going to back off now as the bot lane of ROX? Looks like maybe MF will stay around. Next streak is a Cloud Drake. Not the best RNG in this series for both of these teams in terms of the Drakes. Crazy just looking to take a trade because he wants to push in the turret first and foremost. Here comes Tempt with the package. Shy knows about this though. He walked right over a ward. He's just gonna hook himself to safety, but there is the first blood turret gold anyway, going all over to Crazy.
Mickey taking a lot of damage. Forced to go into the right side river, but ROX Tigers not in the best of situations. They're down now about 2,000 gold, and you can see all those Hex Drinkers, even a Hex Drinker on Bless, by the way.
Very interesting. Really trying to mitigate all that burst damage, all that magical damage. Here comes Bless onto Shy, forces the flash. So we'll do that at least. There was a big rotation coming down into bot out of both Mickey and Seonghwan, but nicely read by BBQ to just back all the way up. You can see that Jin used his curtain call earlier to clear the wave, and just backs off on the second one.
See Shy having a lot of difficulty just farming under turret.
Yeah,
Probably,
they really want to go onto this. Will they be able to? The red on Blast, but he will be knocked up, and look at all the damage that Crazy took. So they're forced to back. Not quite able to kill that tanky Nautilus.
Meanwhile, in mid lane, by the way, Temp, despite giving up that first blood, ahead, well, about to be ahead, there he goes. But they're pretty much even in CS, but still, the Syndra pick not really doing too much. And as this game continues to draw on with all the magic resistance, you can see Crazy already has that Spirit Visage, he has the Mercury Treads. Things are just gonna keep getting worse for the ROX Tigers. Gold lead up top says only a little bit less than 2,000. I can guarantee you it feels like 5 right now for BBQ, or for ROX Tigers.
The only members on BBQ that don't have magic resist just yet are the bot lane members, so maybe that will be the focus. But Jhin generally is going to be way back. I suppose you can try to kill Azira before she can get her combo off. Depends on positioning.
ROX not completely out of this yet, though. They still do have the out inside of Misfortune. Looks like Songyun gonna be picking up the Black Cleaver second. But with all of the magic resist that they're itemizing, I'm not even sure if that's the correct choice here. Could have potentially just continued into lethality items, Edge of Night and Duskblade, and potentially have done more.
Definitely an interesting item. I suppose you can stack that armor pen essentially with her ult, get it on a lot of the members, but you're essentially the only one doing a lot of physical damage. We do have that Cloud Drake about to spawn. We'll see if either team wants to make a big play towards that. Last time with the Ocean Drake, BBQ was kind of hesitant to go for it, and it almost cost them, but it ended up working out in the end. So one now really just walking around, see what he can see, lay down some wards, some vision.
Looks like ROX actually really want to pick up the Cloud Drake, and the only question I'm asking myself is why. Doesn't really benefit them right now. I mean, it doesn't really benefit either team, so I don't think that anyone should really take it other than just as an opportunistic dragon.
I suppose you can get your engaged champs in a bit of a better spot. You can dodge a little bit better against Jhin and Corki, avoid some roots. But as, you know, definitely better dragons out there.
This whole situation right now for BBQ is looking really good. It doesn't look like they're accomplishing much. They just keep sending waves after wave into ROX, but that's completely fine because the scaling is on their side, and in addition to that, just the itemization is going to be on their side. Trinity Force completed for Temp now.
And you can see that ROX doesn't, you know, not 100% sure if they even see this or if they care. They finally lay down a ward and they're like, oh, okay, you took it. That's all good. Looks like maybe we'll see a push down here towards bottom. It's 3-on-2 right now. Temp taking a bit of damage. Has to be careful as he gets lower and lower. Bless is spotted here, but this still might open up this bot turret to go down. So Songyun is still sticking around to clear up as much of this as possible. Bless not going to commit. We also have someone around.
They're just trying to resist the pushes right now. It's going to be pretty hilarious if Totoro actually would go Banner of Command this game, as there's going to be no way for anyone except for Songyun to deal with that enhanced cannon minion. But he might just opt into Locket of the Iron Solari to be that much more of a nuisance. Ghost gonna pick up that turret in bottom lane, and the game is just extremely passive. And if you're the ROX Tigers, you need to hope for a dream fight right now, because you can't keep letting the game go at this pace. it's not going to accomplish anything.
Hope that everybody runs into MF's ult. Oh, wow.
Tempt, given the red buff.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. For a second, I thought Bless was on the other team.
Sungwon can't even eat his own jungle right now. Just look at the CS difference between the two junglers. 2 levels as well between the junglers. 1 level gap in mid lane. Tempt gonna be able to get this mid turret in a second here. Trinity Force plus red buff.
Key comes around, and Sungwon is coming in from behind, so it's going to force him back at least. But this does mean that those 2 players for ROX are not active elsewhere on the map. Just coming in now as a team, trying to clear up as much vision as possible. Nice bit of damage gets rooted up there. Looks like Totoro is actually 1 level behind Key as it stands right now. And Tempt just going to go back, probably banking a lot of money right now. Hasn't fought for quite a bit. As you said, extremely passive. It's just 4 kills in total at the 20-minute mark. We might see some action as the next couple of objectives are going to be very important, both the Baron and the Infernal Drake.
These type of rotations that the Tigers are making right now, very desperate. Crazy flashes right there. Probably just giving a lot of respect to Songyun's MF right now, as he doesn't have the most armor, just has that chain vest. Man, they're trying to get the turret here, but this to me looks like it's going to be disastrous.
Especially with Mickey zoned out. Look at that bullet time.
Oh.
Crazy taking a ton of damage. Nice hook out of Shy. It looks like they will pick up the Maokai with the teleport in from Shy, and now with 5 members down here, they will be able to take out a tier 2 turret in bot.
So they call in the teleport from Shy, but I mean, you look at the ground that they're losing everywhere else. They're going to lose their race. They lose mid-tier 1. They lost a wave in mid lane. Ghost finishing up this race. Actually, it looks like he's going to leave it. They get the turret. They get the kill onto Crazy, but when you look at it, it's almost like at what cost? Because now they can't make use of bottom lane anymore. They have no incentive to go bottom. Dragon's not coming up anytime soon. And so now when the tanks basically go to bottom lane and begin their split push against each other, ROX can't accomplish anything there anymore. And so Sungwon able to lock up Crazy with the cocoon right there. You can see the exhaust comes down, and bullet time able to do a lot. Shy able to land a hook. Came at the cost of his teleport though. And then they finally are able to get the turret, but on the mini-map you can see that meanwhile Jin and Zyra doing a lot of work in mid lane, got the turret.
Oh, Bless, he's looking for the flash and burrow, but Mickey is able to flash away. And it looks like ROX doesn't quite want to take this one. The curtain call is opened on up. A lot of burst damage coming out of Tempt, but Tempt goes low, but does pick up the Elise. And look at that, the teleport in from behind from Crazy. That is 3 kills, a double kill over to Corki. And they are still on the chase. Both Shy and Songyun in a really bad spot. Just barely missing that deadly flourish, but this might just be everybody getting killed here. That's going to be the 4th kill. Shy the only one left. Even Bless going over the wall just to make sure that is going to be it, an ace for the BBQ Olivers.
They're going to turn this into Baron now. Every single member remaining. Dragon coming up in a minute. They're going to be rewarded with an Infernal Drake, so the gods of Summoner's Rift looking kindly upon them in game number 2. Gonna get this Baron. Don't know if they're gonna fix top lane. No, it looks like they're all just gonna recall. Bless gonna take the Scuttle Crab though, so maybe he needs some gold. And we can take a look at how this all unfolds. So you can see that Mickey just a little bit out of position. Bless able to get onto him, get to the knockup. They can take this trade a lot further because guess what? They still have teleport advantage because they don't make gambling plays. Lock up Sungwon right there, and then once Crazy comes in with the flank, it doesn't matter. They just have too much damage, and in addition to that, ROX doesn't deal damage.
Yeah, and you can see how well that was set up. You know, you were talking about the teleport. There had to be a ward place, and then the Bless into Totoro knockup that they tried to put on. Wow. Okay, Key just disappearing. That's the kind of damage that a Corki can do once you get ahead. Already has an Infinity Edge on top of everything else. And really, I think this game might end in 5-10 minutes if BBQ continues to roll with it like this, especially when you get a Corki this fed. It's going to be quite hard for the ROX Tigers to stop this one.
I mean, BBQ can just keep itemizing magic resistance at this point, and if you're the ROX Tigers, what do you do? Songyun might go down here.
Ooh. Thread the needle. Can you do it? Oh, not quite able to. Mickey gonna eat a bullet. Oh! We actually missed it. He gets the deadly flourish just at the end. Incredible play there from Ghost. Very, very cool. And so able to pick up Songyun, the 80 carry, and continue pushing. They get the mid-tier 2. Now they might rotate down towards bot.
Well, Key gonna get locked up and take a lot of damage right there. And I mean, it's all just the inevitable right now. ROX have absolutely no way of defending this anymore.
They're going for it too. Mickey gonna be knocked up. There's the burst from Temps. And even with the Cinder ult coming out, he still stays alive. Shy is gonna go down as well. Look at Key in the back doing absolutely nothing. Songyun gets a decent ult, but it's not gonna kill anybody. Bless staying alive, Ghost alive in the back, lands another deadly flourish. And they pick up the first inhibitor of the game.
Get the inhibitor. They might turn their attention towards mid lane. I would be extremely surprised if they don't. They do. Okay. And we get this turret as well, another inhibitor, and then they're going to recall. Or before they recall, they might just actually run down to the Infernal Drake and pick that up. Try has teleport, but let's be honest, ROX Tigers have no damage. It doesn't really matter if he has teleport anyway. You could give Mickey teleport, it wouldn't change anything here. So they do beeline straight to the Drake. They're going to pick that up really quick, then recall, and then it's basically just one final push. And the game will be over. So if you're the ROX Tigers right now, I mean, you're still in the game, but...
You exist, but...
Yeah, I mean, you exist, but what you're really thinking about right now is what are you going to do in game number 3?
You exist, but not really. Kind of just there.
Well, this is the thing that Koreans have been known for going back into even the StarCraft days is if they think that, well, hold that thought, as we're going to go into a replay right here, and you can see on the left-hand side, Bless is actually killing Seonghwan, and they just dive the turret because they just don't take damage. Temp almost goes down to Shy, but it doesn't really matter in the end. They pick him up as well. He, looking like he wants to try to escape, does by the skin of his teeth. They get the inhibitor. Songyun gets locked up right there, and then this is just a clean rotation down and into mid lane, and then ultimately to Infernal Drake. But going back to the story that I was saying before, Koreans going back into StarCraft 1, if they realize that a game is completely lost, they might not try to win it anymore, but they'll try to intentionally stall and be as obnoxious as possible in a competitive game so that they can begin thinking about what are they going to do in their next game.
Yeah, they might not even be talking about this game anymore. Could just be strategizing as you're talking about. And it's also annoying, you know, you tire out the enemy team, you force them to just play it out. You know, it might take another 5-10 minutes.
So the enemy team, you know, as you just mentioned, yeah, they can get tired out. They still have to play, coordinate, and make sure that they're doing everything they can to close out the game, but ROX have to realize right now, they can feel it. They can feel how far behind they are.
Yeah. It's really, the pressure's on BBQ to not mess this up. And, well, a lot of damage onto Shy, and it looks like Mickey in the back is going to be killed as well. And this is just a slaughter right now. Nobody on ROX can stand up to this team. And that should be another ace here. Going to go down is Songyun. Eventually, down he goes finally, and there is the ace, and that will be game number 2 going over to the BBQ Olivers.
So we're going to be heading into game number 3, and if ROX want to have a chance of winning a series, they need to not trap the way that they did in this game, because they just set themselves up for disaster. They set themselves up to need to get advantages in mid, in jungle, in bottom, and then ride it through to victory. And whenever you do that, I talked about it in game number 1, you don't do that unless you're considerably better than your opponents.
Yeah, so BBQ, they were the team with the better record coming into this one and really looking like it in game 2, as they did not in game 1. Able to pull things back together. And ROX really going to have to rethink their strategy, as you were talking about. They look pretty stressed after that game. Doesn't feel good to get crushed in that manner.
And this is one of the things that I was talking about Syndra also earlier on tonight, that she doesn't fit into anything. She's just basically a beater. And, you know, because with the way that the meta is right now, no theme type compositions or champions that are no theme in themselves, it doesn't really fit in. It funnels you into a very specific playstyle, or creates a inadvertent pressure on your jungler or other laners to create something or make something happen. But anyways, moving into game number 3, first we're gonna go to the analyst desk really quick.
So we'll be right back, guys.